So, beat 'em ups kick ass, right? I know I definitely talk about them far too often, but dang it, they're just some of the most fun kinds of video games in existence. I probably talk about them too much, to be honest. Hell, how many of the videos on my channel are beat 'em up related at this point? 12 so far by my count. Guess this one will make 13 because I found another open BOR game that is just incredible, to be totally honest. Final Fight LNS Ultimate. Built on the back of Final Fight Gold by Peerwolf, LNS Ultimate is a smacked up version of that particular open BOR project and developed by the LNS team. At a base, Ultimate is smashing together all the characters, stages, and a ton of the bosses and grunts from the Final Fight series into one convenient package for you to enjoy, with the same basic backstory from the first game being used once again to motivate you. If you don't know Final Fight's story, here's a quick refresher. Mike Hagar is the new mayor of Metro City, running on a platform of cleaning up all the crime that riddles Metro City. The Mad Gear Gang, being the source of all this crime, offers Hagar the same rate of pay as the last mayor to ignore their illicit activities. Hagar tells them to kick rocks and that their time is coming. In response, Mad Gear kidnaps Jessica, Hagar's daughter. Unwilling to bow to these animals, Hagar suits up and gets ready to beat the crap out of every street hooligan and gang boss across Metro City. But first, Hagar rallies his allies to aid him in the coming battle. Cody, Jessica's boyfriend, joins up immediately. Guy, a Bushinryu ninja, and a friend of Cody, offers his aid as well. Beyond them, Carlos Miyamoto, friend of Hagar, joins the vigilante posse as well. Maki, who simply wants to be better than Guy, also joins up in the fight. Then Lucia, a Metro City SCU detective indebted to Hagar after he cleared some bogus charges against her, joins in to repay the debt. Then lastly is Dean. Mad Gear murdered his family, so he wants revenge. And that's where I'd stop with the cast, if Ultimate didn't go even further beyond that. The total roster of Ultimate totals 69 characters, sex number, plus there's also 11 secret characters to find, so this beat-em-up has 80 total fighters to play with. That is the biggest roster I have ever seen in a beat-em-up, and one I don't think will ever be beaten. Not just content with the Final Fight cast, the World Warriors of Super Street Fighter 2 also joined in the fray. Ryu, Ken, E Honda, Chun-Li, Blanka, Zangief, Guile, Dalsum, T-Hawk, Fei Long, DJ, Cammy, Balrog, Vega, Sagat, M-Bison, and Akuma. That's all the default characters for this game, but that's not even anywhere close to 69, so we have to go deeper. Let's light this screen up real quick. See anybody you recognize? You might, since this game encompasses almost every character from every beat-em-up that Capcom has ever released. The Commandos from Captain Commando, Lynn, Dutch, and the Predators from AVP Arcade, Bounty Hunters from Battle Circuit, the crew from Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, the Punisher and Nick Fury. Well, that's not 69, right? Well, Ultimate also has a handful of characters from Capcom's other fighting games, too. Sean, Alex, Dudley, Makoto, Elena, Ibuki, Yun, and Yang from Street Fighter 3, Dan, Rose, Adon, Gen, Birdie, Karin, Sakura, and Nash from the Alpha series, Juri, Goken, Crimson Viper, and DeCapre from 4, and then lastly comes Morrigan, Strider, Jin, Baby Bonnie Hood, Jill Valentine, and Hayato. All from their own respective series, but representing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 in this instance. That's a lot, but that's not even all of them, since there's secret characters as well. To access all the secret characters in FFLNS, you have to start an arcade game, punch this signpost here, listen for the gremlin laugh, and after that, you run back to the start, and you'll be given a select screen with the characters unlocked. You'll have Terry Bogard, Robert Garcia, Mai Shiranui, and Kyo Kusanagi from the King of Fighters, Tiffany Lords from Rival Schools, The Thief from Capcom's Dungeons & Dragons beat-em-up, Abaka from Warriors of Fate, Percival from Knights of the Round, and Felicia from Darkstalkers, on top of Norimaru, a joke character from the older MVC games, and Nestor, one of the LNS devs, I'm pretty sure. Unfortunately, though, you have to unlock all these characters, though, and well, if I had to lodge a grievance with this game, unlocking the characters would probably be the only one I have. My understanding of how to unlock the characters in this game is that you have to clear the game's various modes on the many difficulties they provide for you to play with. Except beginner, that's the for fun mode. Now that's doable, but man, that is fucking brutal, and I'm here to have fun, and thankfully there was an unlock code online. You bet your ass I used it. Lie, cheat, steal, kids. It'll get you where you need to be in life. As for arcade mode, you'll be dropped into the streets of Metro City with an army of thugs and hooligans hell-bent on stopping you from rescuing Jessica. The main arcade mode also has multiple paths available to you, which increases the replay value a good bit. Bonus levels are also peppered throughout the game's arcade mode, them giving you more points to level up with and beef your character up. Beyond this arcade mode, you also have the Capcom All-Stars mode, which is an arcade mode, but with a level from each of Capcom's legendary beat-em-ups. And there's the Boss Rush, where you fight every boss in the game in a row, and Versus, where you can beat up your friends intentionally. You can also enjoy a fun game of volleyball if you're feeling that. But how is the gameplay itself, you might wonder? Is it fun enough to warrant a download? Absolutely. I'm pretty sure it's thanks to the stellar work of the LNS team, but Ultimate plays like a smacked up version of the normal Final Fight game. It's super tight, responsive, and most of all, fun as hell. Basics of the beat 'em up genre are there, of course, a multi-hitting combo string, a get-off-me attack for when you're getting swarmed, a running attack, jumping attacks, and throws for those close encounters. But in addition to the basics, you have special moves done with quarter circle motions and down-up motions. Unfortunately, the inclusion of these motions means 90% of big brain redditors will be unable to play this game competently, and they will instead make rage posts on /r/games about gatekeeping, all without actually watching the Sajam video they're posting about. For those of us with above average room temperature IQ, though, you'll have access to an arsenal of devastating special maneuvers and super moves. Your super moves are high cost, high damage moves done with 2 successive quarter circle forward motions and a button press. Simple. Your moves are unique to each character and can be easily chained together for incredibly devastating combos against your foes. You can basically chain the hell out of everything as long as you have the screen space and mana. Oh right, you have a mana bar. This little bar right here exists to gate me from doing 30 pile drivers in a row to my opponents. Annoying. I jest, of course. I can still do 10 in a row, at least for fun, with only more to come as I level up. Oh yeah, in addition to your mana bar, you have a leveling system in-game. You level by beating up thugs and collecting stuff off the ground. Leveling refills both your health and mana 100%, and also increases your total health and mana as well. So grab all the stuff off the ground that you can. Except the shit. While we're on new mechanics, you also have access to a parry. The parry negates the damage an enemy attack does to you, leaves your opponent open for a free punish, and restores a bit of your mana bar too. Parry is a very useful tool against bosses. It is an essential tool to master if you want to get far in this game at all. Another critical defensive tip, if you want to last in the concrete jungles of Metro City, is recovering. If you're ever knocked into the air, you might find yourself being juggled to death by the enemy. Press up and attack to tech and recover. In addition, your get off me attack can be used on wake up for no health cost, unlike the normal get off me attack. Defensively, you'll also have up and down hops for maneuvering and evasion, and all projectiles can be smacked out of the air if they're coming at you. Harness all these techniques to annihilate crime and destroy Mad Gear / Shadowloo. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Shadowloo has teamed up with Mad Gear, hence why all the Street Fighters are here. On top of Ultimate just being a rock-solid beat-em-up, there's tons of fun little touches throughout the game. The first being that every character has a ton of different color palettes to use. The stages also range from remixed classics to references to the Street Fighter Alpha stages the Final Fight characters had. At least I'm pretty sure this one is a reference to Guy's Alpha 1 stage, and this one is definitely a reference to Cody's. Ultimate also has a fun degree of violence within the game, more so than usual. I figured this out when I picked up Father Andore for a super pile driver, and smashed him so fucking hard into the ground, his son exploded into chunks of meat. Similarly, while playing Dan Hibiki, my Hisho Baraken caused my opponent to burst into flames and burn into ash. Don't run up on Dan, he will fucking kill you. Blood and guts flow pretty freely in this game, with bladed weapons spilling it liberally, and special attacks basically annihilating your foes as I described. You can also do my favorite pastime in this game, which is to pick the Hunter Predator and reenact the story of Predator 2, but in the Capcom universe. Also, in a first, I think, in literally any beat-em-up I've ever seen, if you're fighting a boss and there's a piece of food on the ground, the boss will go over and eat it instead of you. What the fuck? Usually you get cucked by your friends, not the boss, but holy shit, that blew my mind the first time I saw it. Every character is as updated as possible with voice lines from various canon sources as well. So Hagar has his Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 lines, though I'm not sure where this opening line comes from.
Metro don't need scum like you.
And all the Street Fighter and Final Fight characters have their respective voices from Street Fighter 5. Even Carlos and Dean get updated voices, though Carlos I'm pretty sure is Yang from Street Fighter 4, and Dean has Abel's voice from Street Fighter 4.
Saw that! Saw that! Take this!
All these people are updated, except Abigail, and I'm not entirely sure why. Lucia gets her SF5 voice. So why not Abigail too? The music of this game is pretty tight too, featuring all sorts of Final Fight and Street Fighter remixes. Give a listen.
I got
The only criticisms I really have are the brutal unlock conditions for characters, and the dialogue could be a bit awkward at times, but LNS's website is in Spanish, I believe, so I'm gonna assume English is not their native language, so I could let a little mistranslation slide. Final Fight LNS Ultimate really feels like what a new Final Fight game should be in the current age of gaming. 10 out of 10, would clean up the city again and again and again. You can download the game from the website in my description, and since I'm so generous, I'll include my save so you don't have to deal with unlocking anything. Give this game a shot if you're looking for a god-tier beat-em-up developed by fans for fans. On that note, though, I'll bid thee farewell. I'm Hades Manticore, this is City State Manticore. Leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Goodbye.